Could pick out a teammate. Mbappe!
If you want to win games and rise up the ranks of EAFC 25 Ultimate Team, you need to have good players. Getting those players can be a challenge if you're light on coins, but several great cheap budget options will get you through the early days of FC 25. Let's review some of the best options per position for budget squads while giving you a few more expensive flex options where it makes sense. Before diving in, it's important to note that adding all of these players to a squad won't necessarily give you full chemistry. That said, we'll try to provide you with options that give your team as much chemistry as possible. One of the popular early options is Porto keeper Diogo Costa. He's 6'4", has a few solid playstyles for playing out the back, and most importantly, is very cheap. However, a lot of the cheap and mid-level meta players in FC 25 are French, making West Ham's Alphonse Areola attractive. If you can make the chem work, get Costa, but Areola makes squad building simpler. He just doesn't play as well. For your two fullbacks, it's worth considering several Premier League options. That league is always getting great cards in Ultimate Team promos, so you're setting yourself up for easy upgrades down the line. Manchester United's Diogo Dalot provides a way to start linking in Costa if you go that route for keeper. Meanwhile, Malo Gusto makes linking in Areola a breeze. The best cheap right back is Marcos Llorente, but you'll have to change your squad around to fit him in. He might be worth it though, considering he can do nearly everything on the pitch and has the whipped pass, quick step, and rapid play styles. On the left side, we'd recommend Brighton's Ferdi Kadioglu for anyone looking for a cheap left back. However, if you have the funds, PSG's Kashori gives you incredible stats, important playstyles like whipped pass and technical, and those French links. Lyon's Selma Basha is slightly cheaper, so go with her if you really want to make every coin count. At center back, you have several options. West Ham's Jean-Clair Todibo is one of our favorites, because he links perfectly with Areola, has 81 pace, and towers over opponents at 6'3". If you want to stick with a Premier League team, Man City's Manuel Akanji is a popular cheap option. Jeremiah St. Just is another player from the Portuguese league who's tough to link, but his stats might make him worth it. Finding center backs with 93 pace at this stage isn't easy, so if you can find a way to make the links work, consider doing so. Otherwise, you might consider spending some extra cash to get someone like AC Milan's Fikayo Tomori. Yes, he's around 40,000 coins, but he comes with the block and anticipate playstyles, while letting you link Serie A and Premier League players together because he's English.
Must finish. Oh, you can't stop them now.
Center mid is where things get a little more wide open, and your choices will depend on your budget and how you're building your team. Our first suggestion is to look at Al Ittihad's N'Golo Kant. The small Frenchman has gotten a nice pace boost this year, and you'll get great use out of his intercept playstyle plus. If you elect to spend the money to bring in Tomori, you should also look at his countryman Ruben Loftus-Cheek for one of your midfield spots. For only about 6,000 coins, he can do just about anything and is the perfect target for evolutions moving forward. There aren't too many other cheap options that fit the chemistry you're building. Players like Rodrigo de Paul, Leon Goretzka, and Emre Can are all solid, but you'll need to rethink the rest of your lineup. If you don't mind spending some cash, Bernardo Silva has a great normal card this year. His Premier League and Portuguese links give him lineup versatility, and his technical, trivela, and whipped pass playstyles make him worth spending on. If you can stretch your budget even further, Kepren Thuram's Road to the Knockouts SBC is a phenomenal player who will likely upgrade at least a few times before the season is over. At right wing, there's only one player worth talking about, especially if you've been following our advice to this point. Get Moussa Daibi and thank us later. His mix of speed, dribbling, and important ball control and physical playstyles make him a weapon in the attack. Plus, he perfectly links to his Al Ittihad teammate and countryman Kant. It doesn't get simpler than this one. On the left wing, you have some choices to make. Fenerbahce's Alain Saint-Maximin is a good French option, but his shooting will let you down. Mallory Swanson is a dynamo at the position and is surprisingly cheap, but is very tough to link unless you switch to a USA-based team. With that in mind, this is the position we'd suggest you focus your first upgrade on. Man City's Phil Foden is expensive, but he's worth it. He has technical plus, incredible dribbling, and can switch all over the attack as needed. So grab Saint-Max and save your coins until you can afford to pick up Foden. Just like the right wing, the left is easy. Marcus Thuram's Serie A Player of the Month SBC is an exceptional card, giving you a big-bodied finisher in front of the net for relatively cheap. He's easy to link, has great speed, and isn't bad on the ball. Do that SBC and thank us later. And with all of these recommendations in mind, you'll be able to build the best cheap meta ultimate team your money can buy.